Hello, everyone. My name is Danny, and this review is for the movie called Blindspotting. Blindspotting. Colin, a parolee facing his final 3 days of probation, needs to stay clear of trouble. Miles, Colin's hot-tempered best friend, can't stay out of trouble. When Colin witnesses a police shooting, the two men's friendship is tested, sending Colin and Miles on a collision course with each other in this bold and thought-provoking film that bursts with energy, style, and humor. This is a 2018 film. It is rated R, and it runs 95 minutes. Stars Daveed Diggs, Rafael Casal, Janina Gavankar, Jasmine Cephas Jones, Ethan Embry, Tisha Campbell Martin, Utkarsh Amdukar, and Wayne Knight, whoever any of those people are. Blindspotting. Well, to start out, like usual, for anybody who's ever seen a video review of mine, this is how I kind of start things out, is saying how I've heard of this movie. Last year, 2018, I heard from many people that they liked this movie. Just through the grapevine, I didn't watch any reviews, but I just heard, like, best of. It was on somebody's best of list for 2018. I was like, really? Wow. All right. So it's been hyped up. I have heard somebody talk about it just a little bit, how this movie went unnoticed. Not many people saw it in theaters. I know it was in theater for a while, some little theaters around the country or the world, whatever. So it got some attention, but obviously not enough is kind of what I heard. And so I was eager to see it. It's been on my list for a little while now. I just got it from my library, and I watched it, and I can understand that person's point of view. I really can. So I'm going to echo what I heard somebody say, and that is that this movie has not got enough attention, and everybody needs to watch it and give it a chance. And I'll get to my review, but honestly, think about putting this on your list. I'm not going to talk too much about it being funny, but this movie is up there, like with Chris Tucker and Jackie Chan movies, and the movie Friday and stuff like that. I mean, like some of the really raunchy, really raw, genuine, movies that cuss and are funny. This is up there with them. People are going to remember it. People are going to love it for how, original it really is. And so it just keeps on pouring the funny. If you can handle this movie at all with its content, it really is funny the whole time. So I appreciate that. I understand it. Moving on. Like I said, if you can handle this movie, not everybody's going to be able to handle the 2,000 cuss words that are in this film, but there is a lot of them, and it's continuous, and there's actually a conversation about the N-word, how much it's being said and who's being called it. It's one of those movies. So it's very heavy on the language and the lifestyle, kind of that side of the movie is very heavy. So you got to be able to stomach it. You got to be able to understand, why they're doing the things that they're doing past the language barrier. So that's like the primary concern of this movie. I just wrote down that this is kind of like the movie Step Up, but with no dancing. Just the way that they handle the white and the black person being brothers, and kind of getting mad at each other when something happens and coming back together. It just reminds me of the movie Step Up. and I love those because they were music and dancing and all those. I mean, everybody should have seen at least one of those in their lifetime. They're really amazing movies, and there's actually more than three. And so I just felt that in this movie, and I kind of like that situation in any movie. And when it comes up, it's a nice one to. It's a nice thing to have in your movie. It's okay if it's in other films and everything, but it's a nice contrast to have people of a different race be brothers. Just be that close of friends, and have that uh, that counterbalance of joking, and everything's just really comfortable. It's nice to have that in a film. It's just nice to have that element. The other movie that I want to compare this to, and I actually have it up here somewhere, is the movie Whiplash. If you have not seen that movie, you need to see it. And if you haven't seen that movie, Last Scene, that's amazing and it'll change your life, you need to YouTube it. It's Miles Teller. It's Last Scene of Whiplash. Look it up. It like almost changed my life when I saw that scene in Whiplash, and I'm gonna remember the last scene in Blindspotting for a long time because that is amazing, and I might just YouTube that last scene. So you need to look up that, but watch this movie first, and everything. But the last scene is just, and like things like that, when people think up things like that, it's just amazing to see it unravel. Just sitting there, and it's like the words in the screen are jumping off the screen to just pummel you, and that's how I felt watching it last night when I saw this movie. I was like, man, I'm just like sitting here, just I feel vulnerable, and how much these words are just pounding me. It's just an amazing scene, amazing rap that this guy does, and the effectiveness of what he's saying and who he's saying it to. I'm lost for words on how amazing it really was, and I love when movies have something at the end to make their movie amazing. Like we just had Bohemian Rhapsody win Movie of the Year, and look at that last scene. 20-minute music festival. I mean, it's amazing to have last scenes be amazing. It makes your movie wonderful. Two things I didn't really get, and I'm saving the worst for last here because it's just two things. This situation at the end of the movie, I'm not really understanding why this guy's wife is leaving him, and I would have liked to see more of that. Like, this is a pretty relatively short movie with the 95 minutes. I could have used an extra 10 minutes having them argue about what was happening with them instead of just having this black guy confront him at the end. And I could have used that understanding from the couple other than, oh, she's just moving out. Like I just felt like they missed the gun on that, and I felt like it would have added a lot more to the situation, knowing how he really felt about it, other than just seeing him cry. So that's my number one. The second thing about this is, for people who haven't seen this movie, uh, I don't know if everybody's going to understand the symbolism in this movie. There's a whole bunch of stuff happening. When he runs in the morning through the graveyard, when he has his dreams, the slow motion stuff, I just don't understand, like, hardly any of the symbolism in this movie. And I really don't think anybody else is going to. Unless there's some kind of lecture hall discussion thing on YouTube somewhere, I'm never going to know what the symbolism in this movie means. And it's just like really cool, and it's really effective, and it's big, and it's presented well, but I just don't understand all of it. So I didn't really mind or anything, but it just kind of went over my head. So with everything that happened in this movie and all the hype that was sort of built for it for me, and everything that was in it, I really only had the two things that kind of bothered me, other than the language, 2.5. But I can kind of handle that when a movie's so amazing. So I'm going to give Blindspotting an A. I totally suggest watching it, and I hope you understand what's going on in this movie. And I really am, like everybody else, really sorry that this movie didn't get more attention in 2018. And maybe in 2019, people will start watching it and understanding how good it is. So thanks a lot, guys. My name's Danny. If you like this or any of my other videos, try and give some of them a watch. Like and subscribe to my channel if you would. And give Blindspotting a try. And enjoy your movies. Thanks.